If one of your goals for 2025 is to network more or create a personal brand or market yourself in some way, shape, or form, this video is for you. My name is Kimber Marie. I am an IP attorney by day and content creator by night, I guess. I enjoy speaking on intellectual property, films, and now personal branding because it literally changed my life. It got me the job that I have now at ESCA Legal, which is a full-service IP law firm. I work as an IP and brand enforcement associate, and I am doing the work that I knew I wanted to do on the first day of law school, and that is such a gratifying and exciting feeling to have. And I want everyone to have that feeling, and that is why I'm creating this series on personal branding and marketing yourself, because I've been there, I've done that, I got the t-shirt, and now I got something to say about it. For this video, I want to address whenever you hear marketers or content creators, people who work in the marketing industry, when they're talking about creating your niche or niching down, however you pronounce it, either one's fine with me. When they talk about that, they're basically talking about how to stay top of mind. The reason they approach it that way is from a marketing funnel perspective. It makes sense. If you are trying to attract a certain type of audience, then you want your content to be interesting to that audience. You have to know who that audience is. And when you know who that audience is and you're able to define them, that usually leads you to like certain industries or certain subjects that you're speaking very specifically on. So for example, I'm an attorney now. I would like to attract more clients, specifically creatives, entrepreneurs, artists, people who have IP issues. So what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about IP. I might talk about a little bit of business. I might talk about art here and there or music, whatever subjects that I think would mesh well with the audience that I'm speaking to, I'm going to talk on. And that becomes my niche or one of my niches. Another way to put this idea of speaking on the subjects that will attract your ideal audience to you, and spoiler alert, you may have more than one type of audience. I know I've always have had more than one audience, even as a law student who's leveraging branding and marketing tactics to network. I want to talk to future employers. I want to talk to future mentors. I want to talk to future coworkers. They may all be in the same industry, but they may be of different demographics, different ages, different types of workplace. And so I got to think of what are subjects that I can talk on or write on that would be interesting to those people in that job role or in that industry or in that geographic area. Basically, what this all comes down to is you're trying to drop enough breadcrumbs on this subject or on this topic that you are constantly leading people back to you. For example, the way I got my job. I spoke about IP, people on LinkedIn in my connections and my online community, they knew I was interested in IP. They knew that that was the area that I wanted to work in. So when I was looking for a job last August and my now employer knew that I was looking for a job and they needed some extra help, they reached out to me and said, "Are you still looking for a job? I'm pretty sure you are." And I said, "Heck yes, yes I am." I was top of mind. So you have to leave those breadcrumbs, but the only way you do that is through consistency and repetition. And again, sharing those subjects that are targeted to your ideal audience, the things that you're niching down on. The one thing that I disagree with when it comes to some marketers, not everyone takes this approach. Some people will say, you can only talk about what your niche is or what the subject that you're trying to talk more about. You can only talk about that. I don't agree with that. You're a human being. You're more than just the law. You're more than just the job you have or the background that you've had. There's a lot of beautiful details that make people so interesting, and I think that those should be interwoven into your story and into your brand. And that's what I would like to see more of in this discussion about personal branding that, in my opinion, we don't see enough of. And that's what leads me to my second piece of advice on how to stay top of mind. And I'm actually going to break this advice down to 3 different things, because at the end of the day, how you stay top of mind is through good storytelling, telling your story, where you came from, how you ended up where you are now, and where you're wanting to go. That is key to staying top of mind. So we're going to break it down into 3 more areas. The first thing is you're just going to share what you're interested in. It is really that simple. I don't care if you podcast about it, blog about it, freelance, if you volunteer in a nonprofit that has to do with that subject, if you go to events or networking or webinars that have to do with that subject. I want you to find activities or projects that you can work on that have to do with the areas you're interested in, you're passionate about. I do not care if you're a beginner. I don't care. And most other people will not care if you're a beginner. They'll be happy that you're there. They'll be happy that you are also interested in this and that you're contributing to whatever it is that, if you're freelancing an article, they'll be happy that they have someone writing for their publication. If you're going to a networking mixer, the people who put that together are going to be very happy that people actually showed up. So don't go around in the world thinking that you don't deserve to be there or that people don't want you there. They want you there. So go and do those things that you're interested in and that you're passionate about, and find ways to share that interest and get involved in it. Secondly, and this is where I feel like my approach is a little bit different, and this goes back to people saying you need to niche down and only talk about one thing. For me, if your story changes, incorporate that change. Like, that's how you keep your personal brand fresh and authentic and true to you. You do that by being honest about, did you reach your goals? Did you not reach your goals? Why didn't you reach your goals? Share that. People want to know, because almost everyone, let's be real, everyone has experience with not reaching a goal. When you go on LinkedIn, most of the time you just see people talking about the goals that they've reached. It is a breath of fresh air when someone is honest about not reaching a goal or a mistake that they made, and then in turn talking about how they're going to reach the goal now that they failed at reaching the goal for the first try, or how are they learning from that mistake and fixing it and sharing that with other people so they don't make the same mistake, or giving support to people who've been there and done that but who haven't talked about it out of embarrassment and shame. When you're thinking of what to share on LinkedIn, or when you're putting out your interests into the world, don't overcomplicate it. Don't think, oh, well, I wasn't top of my class, or I didn't perform well in this class on this subject, so I probably shouldn't write on that. No, write on it. Like, that is how you get better. You learn more about it, you learn from your mistakes, and that in and of itself, that process of improving and learning and overcoming obstacles and adversity and mistakes, that is content people want to read. It's not even content, that's storytelling. Every book, every movie, every piece of art that people have ever loved is usually about a hero overcoming an obstacle. So it's not a vapid piece of content. It is a part of your story. So don't be afraid to incorporate those very beautiful, important pieces of your story into your personal brand. They need to be there, because otherwise it's not personal. It's just a brand. In 2025 in America, everything is a brand, everything is corporate. People want personal and they want human. So don't be afraid to talk about the human aspects of your story. Finally, the third step of how to stay top of mind through storytelling is to be consistent. Keep putting in the reps, even when you're not getting views, when you're not getting likes, when people are ghosting you in your LinkedIn messages trying to set up informational interviews, or when no one's responding to your cold emails, or you go to a networking mixer and maybe you don't walk away with any business cards. Keep trying, keep going. Just because you don't receive what you're trying to put out into the world immediately doesn't mean that it's not on its way to you. You just have to keep showing up sometimes. With LinkedIn, I posted on there, that was the beginning of 2L year. And the first time that I really saw a benefit from LinkedIn was the following summer when I needed an internship. And I got a random message from a connection I had made who said, hey, I know someone who's legal intern. It didn't work out. Do you want this job? And I said, hell yeah, I do. that was a year later after putting in this effort of posting and networking and meeting with people. And then again, fast forward to the job that I have now. That is a product of 2 years of consistent, repetitive networking and engagement of some sort. Now, I'm not one of these people who I haven't posted every day. There are certainly weeks where I let my emotions get the best of me and I fall off of my rhythm of creating content and posting, and that's something that I'm working on, just like a lot of other people are. But the key is that I keep showing up. I keep talking about the things that I'm interested. I stay true to myself. I share my journey and I keep putting it out into the world. And that is what you need to do. If you don't post every day, fine. But can you post weekly? Can you post 2 times a week? Can you comment 3 times a day on other people's posts? Can you send out a connection request with an actual note 5 times a week? Can you meet with 3 new people a week? Like, they may sound intimidating at first, but those are absolutely doable goals that you can set for yourself that will inevitably and just organically weave into storytelling. Because when you meet these people, the first question they're going to ask you is, who are you? How did you get here? Where are you going? And that is the opportunity for you to talk about what you're putting out into the world. What projects are you working on? Like, it all comes together. That's why I'm breaking it down into these 3 steps, and they're so simple. They seem so common sense, but at the end of the day, again, people are overcomplicating it. Sharing and talking about what you're interested in, being honest, staying true to your journey and your values, and sharing the obstacles as well as the victories, and being consistent. If you can do those 3 things, you will be staying top of mind, because you'll be showing up every day, being honest, being yourself about the things you love, and people will remember you for that. That is how you stay top of mind. If you found this helpful, subscribe to my channel. I have some more videos on this, as well as on subjects that I love and I'm interested in, such as IP and film. They'll be coming out soon, so please subscribe for more. You can also follow me on my social media channels at Kimber Marie James. And again, you got to connect with me on LinkedIn because I love leveraging that platform and I love meeting new people. But I'll see you next time.